Is this who I think this is? Is this my boy Wild Imp? Oh, hey there, beautiful. How you doing? I think it is. My man's got them different shoulder pieces on one side or the other. It's got this like light and dark. Look at this guy. Wild Imp, the boys. Oh my goodness. I missed ya. Thanks for joining the Duels. Hope you're having a good one. On the Team Chicago, we also got ourselves You Suck with Reverence, as well as Deadly Shadow. Oh, I like that beard and the glasses there. I like it. Looks like Curse is going to be first up. Looks like he's going to be versing against, is it Wild Imp? One of the pets is attacking. Looks like one of the pets is attacking, but we're not sure exactly. Is it Reverence fighting him? It is Reverence fighting him by the looks of it. It looks like Reverence is playing... Are you Nightborn? Human. Oh. Oh yeah, you're on your alt. We got us Kuros over on team 1. We got Faces in the back as well. We got ourselves but Chili as a fellow bear. We got Drox and Andrews. And looks like Kuros is going to be charging at Reverence, trying to see if Hand of Freedom will keep him moving into a stun on Reverence, but exchanges with a mortal coil. Wings are up for Kuros, trying to blast up damage. Big Kyrian hammers flying at Reverence as he's mounting up on the pony, trying to see if he can reconnect, close that gap, but Reverence hides behind the pillar. Kuros taking a lot of that momentum, a lot of the damage into the pet instead. Going to be a fear out of Reverence. Kuros just uses a Blessing of Protection, which makes him immune to physical damage, but not immune to mage casts. So Reverence is going to CC him with fears, going to keep him in place for a second, summoning up Vile Fiends, and that's going to be more Shadow Bolts flying. Kuros backing up so you can generate some resources off of that Felguard. Is that a primary Felguard? I think that's the main Felguard, isn't it? As Reverence is going to pull that pet back a bit, Kuros just continuing to blast these pets, generate holy power just to maintain himself with Word of Glory. Not letting Reverence get any Shadow Bolts, and that's going to be Braun joining into the fight. Reverence maintaining the pets as best as possible. Kuros with a Hand of Freedom, trying to see if you might be able to close the distance. Reverence got this low with a Hand of Hindrance. Is going to exchange the Mortal Coil for the Hodge. Has been really clean with those Hodge Mortal Coils though. Expecting the Hodge out of Kuros every single time. Kuros landing that hammer proc is next to the pillar, but does he go to the pillar? Looks like he's going to try to create some line of sight. Reverence is going to get himself in a position where Kuros cannot get any LOS whatsoever, and could go for the wall with a Tyrant setup. Summoning a Fel Lord. The Fel Lord could get a knockdown to Kuros, trying to bait Kuros into the Fel Lord. But he's unable to summon to Kuros. Might be able to go for a Tyrant. There goes the Tyrant. Kuros could potentially bubble out of this. There's going to be a bubble. Walking into the Fel Lord and all the demons. Reverence got mobility to get himself out of there. Could wall this damage off. Hodge might need to wall this right now. It is going to wall the Kuros has bubble for a bit. Tyrant is going to keep blasting into Shield of Vengeance. War Stomp onto the Warlock for a second. Ports out of there. Still holding on to the Shield of Vengeance. Mortal Coil just to keep Reverence healed, as he got himself that drain life for a quick moment. Reverence Legendary is continuing to flare up, buffing him and buffing the pet constantly. And Kuros triggers out of the fear. Looks like the Paladin is no longer going to hide behind the pillar. Is out in the open, is getting slow. The fear could give him the opportunity to reset. Decides against it. Actually, well, looks like Mopets is going to back up out of there. Doesn't want to fight him in the open. That's going to be Demon Doggos. That's going to be a Vile Fiend. It's going to be a main pet with a Felguard. That's a lot of pressure just for free for Kuros, where Reverence doesn't even have to touch him. So they're having a bit of a back and forth. Wings are up for the Paladin. Reverence doesn't have mobility to get the hell out of there. I think Reverence could be done and done right now. Does teleport in the last second. Mortal Coil just to kill himself off live. Maybe a fear. It looks like line of sight from Mortal Coil is going to run him in a weird direction. Stun into Kuros. And Reverence looking for the drain life. And looks like he's able to maintain himself just a little bit longer. Next interrupt could be really bad. Kuros looking to hold Rebuke until the last second and does get to slam down the hammer. Down onto Reverence. That was a really nice back and forth between the two. Kuros having the line of sight to land a quick reset. He's doing really, really well. Ursuck. You suck. This is going to be up next. I want to call him Ursuck for a second, but he's going to be up next as a subtle to good as well. Purple Dagger, Purple Blades is going to be that Kyrian Burst. Kuros has, oh, there goes the tanky Legendary. Doesn't survive it though. It looks like he decided to live it. No Blessing of Protection versus the Rogue. And the Shield of Vengeance keep him alive. This man is actually blasting this Rogue out into smithereens. Just a couple of globals. And the Rogue isn't feeling all that healthy. Kuros just let that tanky Legendary keep him alive. He just trusted it. As Ursuck is going to try to see if he can blast the Shield of Vengeance. Could be a Blessing of Protection out of Kuros. Better use it early. Ursuck might need to trinket out of the Cheap Shot into Kuros with a Kyrian War Stop by Kuros. Looking to slam down the Tempest Verdict, but not enough to kill Ursuck. As the Rogue goes for a Vanish Reset with a First Aid. Actually able to catch himself on a stealthy First Aid through Vanish, and Kuros recovering a lot of health. Recall them very hard too. I know, it is so rough though. The line of sight with this arena helps him out a lot, Rev. It helps him out a ton. You did really well, honestly. That was just, there's only so much you can do. At that point, I kind of hoping that Tyrant crits a lot, you know? That's all you can really do. Stun onto Yusa. Kyros building up the resources. He's playing this defensive or offensive. It looks like he's looking for the recovery. He's trying to set himself up for the next challenger. After Yusa, the rogue is full blind, but Braun is here, dude. Braun's Cena to save the day. Can he get next to Yusak to keep him in combat? He can! Oh, Yusak unable to catch a reset. Can the shot onto Kyros. Braun is trying to apply healing. Dude, Braun is the homie. Look at him. Action is blasted. Kyros has some huge wings. Does he have himself a hodge? It looks like a cloak. No, not a cloak of shadows. It looked like cloak of shadows for Yusak. Kyros letting that word of glory from the legendary heal him up to full. Is going to get real wings up and running this time. Looking to catch up with the rogue. Hand of hindrance. Doesn't rogue have any outs? Hodge, I don't think Kyros is going to end up slamming him out of the park. Kyros just blasting these boys as a paladin. Showing us how it's done as a Kyrian. Deathly Shadow's up next with a Blade Storm. Massive damage on Kyros though. Deathly Shadow's not looking all that good. Has to pop in rage regen really early. Knockdown to Kyros. Might be able to max out the damage. Oh! Kyros with a hammer prog though. Not much you can do about it. And Wild Imp, the man, the myth, the legend, is going to be up next. Wild Imp, or if you guys remember him from the older duels of BFA, also known as One. The one and only. The boy. Kyros is seeing all those pets. That's a Tyrant and everything. Gonna be that Necrolord setup. Kyros is gonna get blasted by it. The Tyrant is right next to him, trying to land aside the Tyrant as best they can. So he's doing a good job. As Wild Imp is gonna get more Wild Imps in there. I remember making so many jokes with Wild Imp name. Wild Imp summoning Wild Simps. Because all these pets are doing your bidding. I mean, they're basically Simps, right? Basically. Stun onto Wild Imp. Trinkets out of it. Going to be a slow into Kyros. Kyros looking to back up out behind the pillar. Wild Imp blasts him with the Demon Bolt. He has the empowered Demon Bolts from the legendary. Kyros is going to Wake of Ashes, stunning all his pets, but mostly using Wake of Ashes just to give himself more health. Using a Battle Master Trinket just to give him more health. Trinkets as Wild Imp closes the gap. Works up for a second as Wild Imp drops down the obelisk. Kyros is going to stand behind the pillar, but the pets are all empowered by the obelisk back there. So Kyros, and he has to actually take down the obelisk. It's a little totem thing. It has the health of a totem. Those pets are actually going to do a bit of work since Kyros likes to stand behind the pillar. Stun into Wild Imp. It is the art from the War Stomp. Has himself. Dark Pact is going to get rebuked. I think on the... I'm not sure what he's going to rebuke on. But is it maybe a Demon Bolt? Going to be Kyros kind of not fully topped up. Massive Demon Bolts flying to follow Wild Imp. Just got big blaster damage. It's going to Flesh Cut. Forcing the Paladin to come close. Stunning him out in the open. Getting him some full Flesh Cut. The Paladin's in trouble. Bubble right now. It has to go for big healing. Going to be the Wild Imp porting out of there. And just jumping down with a bit of Flesh Cut left over. Has himself Tyrant, has himself Wall. Is going to be a big port. Hand of Freedom for the Pala. Hodge to Wild Imp. Going to be that Wall. Is that enough to survive it here? Kyros could take him out. Going to be the Obelisk down, so he's going to get fast cast. Is going to go for the Tyrant. While Kyros is kind of lowish. With Drain Life. Kyros out in the open. The Tyrant can be blasting him out. Wings are up for Kyros. Going to get a lot of healing. Going to be Fear onto Kyros and continue to let the pets attack him. The Tyrant continues to blast behind him. Stun into Kyros. Demon Bolt's flying. Hand to go down. Is this going to be enough? He's just surrounded by all the demons. Decimate Bolt for probably the biggest Demon Bolt's follow. Kyros is getting blasted. Flash of Light. Looks like it's going to be full healing. As Wild Imp is going to get more pet summons. Trying to see if he can port next to Kyros. Trying to get a Shadow Bolt. Does not have Demon Bolts for a while. Hitting him with a Drain. Braun heading back behind the pillar with Kyros. Trying to provide the healing that he can. Trying to fight off the demons behind the pillar. As Wild Imp is going to resummon himself a full new pet. Has the Braun to at least generate resources off of. And that's going to be Fear on Braun, stun to Kyros, controlling both Braun and the Paladin. Got himself the Obelisk down in order to get a little bit more healing. Nice Mortal Coil for the Hodge. It's going to be Fear on Kyros. Got himself Fast Cast on a Drain Life to catch up on a little bit of health while he's got the meta. And Kyros is forced to reset behind the pillar, but he doesn't want to stay back there long. Does he have the Hand of Freedom? Throwing out the hammer. It is reflecting on the imps. That is a lot of resources generated. As Wild Imp is looking for himself for a better setup. Got himself the port away. Decimate flying and Kyros. He's backing up out of there. Doesn't want to get hit by Demon Bolts. Going to be stunned around the corner. Trinkets out of him just to make sure he's safe. Force a Trinket out of him really quickly. Wild Imp got that Dark Pact. Maybe a Flesh Cut up soon. And Kyros is going to have to close the gap. Going to be another gateway set up for Wild Imp. As he set himself up a little bit of a different positional here. But also Kyros, if he's careful, he could maybe utilize these gateways to know exactly where Wild Imp is going to go. Dropping down Obelisk. Kyros looks like he's going to be walking up. The Felguard does get slain, or tries to summon a new one at least. Tyrant is up. Wild Imp going for Hand to go down. Double Hand to go down with a Drain Life. With a stun around the corner. Blessing of Protection to get out of that stun. And Wildimp has a Tyrant back there, but the Tyrant is not going to go over the to reach. Flash got out for the Warlock. Kyros with the Shield of Vengeance just trying to tank all this up. He used the Shield of Vengeance maybe a little bit early. He was an empowered Tyrant. It was to, all the pets empowered behind the pillar, but I think that might have been a little too early. Wildimp looking to himself for a bit of kiting spree versus Kyros. Might have to trick it out of this. Actually, there's nothing left. No Dark Pact. Gonna be a massive hammers. Kyros with wings. Gonna be that stun. No trick out of it. Wildimp porting away. Barely has any health. Dark Pact coming off very, very soon. He just needs to create some line of sight and wait it up. Setting up a portal behind the box and setting up a gateway in case he needs to get out. And that's gonna be a second Felguard joining in while he's trying to resummon a new one. And that Felguard actually interrupting Kyros unholy. Kyros without any defenses anymore. No offenses. Mortal Coil gonna send at him. Decimate bolted low. Hand go down to follow. Desi with the big blaster damage. He needs the demon bolts right now. Kyros trying to walk away. Wake of Ashes. Wildimp just sees the line inside of Kyros into a big good spot. Trying to go for a port. Trying to rush to him into a stun. He just needs those demon bolts. As Wildimp has no health though. He's at no health whatsoever. Kyros pokes out. Demon bolt 1. Does he get more demon bolts? Second demon bolt gets him low. It's going to be Kyros with a wall. It's going to be stunned to Wildimp. Has the wall for it. Who lives? Who dies here? Kyros trying to heal himself. Could just go for damage. Stunned to Wildimp again. Big board. Kyros is still super low. Shield of Vengeance keeping him alive. Going to be a Tyrant available if Wildimp wants to use it. Does he have anything at all? Hammers flying. I think it's over. Oh my goodness. Kyros just continuing to blast these boys. That is so much onslaught of damage from these warlocks. Gonna be the light lasso out of the elemental shaman Chicago as they're trying to get a Stormkeeper. Can Kyros somehow survive this and beat up Chicago? Can he do it? Because if he can beat out Chicago in this duel, this man has been just playing it as well as he can. Lots of line of sight, lots of resets, and getting very, very close to dead. Looks like he's out in the open with a bubble. Is gonna go for Flash of Lights to get himself a full redo. And Chicago is playing up the Kyrian. Trying to maybe max out the damage with the Kyrian Lego or Kyrian Totem. I don't know if they're playing the Lego or not. Kyros Paladin video coming? Likely. Sunder, Skyfeeder Totem is up. Kyros is going to eliminate it. The Elemental, Lightning Elemental is up too. Does Lightning Elemental really do a lot in PvP? I don't see that being played often, but maybe Chicago got a build where Lightning Ele is a little bit better here. Wings are up for Kyros. He's just going for self-healing. Stunned by Chicago as it traps him in Totem, but I think Chicago's the one trapped with him. Stun onto Chicago. Does get to pre-wall the stun. Kyros trying to recover as much health as possible. Chicago dropping down the healing totem as well as doing damage and does blast Kyros out with a Kyrian Totem. I cannot believe it. Actually blasted. With Andrew trying to see Andrew trying to actually play the game for the first time ever. Is he arcane? No, he's fire. It looks like he had an arcane shield for a second and only arcade. Andrew barely gets to play, man. Andrew needs an actual chance to play the game. But Chicago has him in a lasso trap for a moment. Has Skyfeeder Totem behind the pillar. It's going to be a casted duel here for a bit. Trying to see if he can knock Andrew's back, but looks like it's not going to happen. Andrew's already behind the pillar. Got images available. Get the homage to absorb some of the damage, split it. Chicago going for it. What looked like Chain Lightning on the images just to get himself a lot of Maelstrom. Rune of Power is up. Andrew might go for a big combustion. Looks like he's going to try to make some kind of damage happen. Shackle Malediction on Chicago. Chicago cannot really do much about it except try to heal through it. But they got no health anymore. Walls up from the Earth Elemental. Lightning Lasso onto Andrew's eyes blocks it. Chicago with a breath. I think it's over. Yep, didn't even give him much of a chance. Man. Yo, Kuro, dude, look at the healing this man did. 1.4 mil. That is insane. What? Huh?